should have did all this before I started, but it is what it is. We're here now. I was trying to hurry up because I already sent out the notification like 5 minutes ago that I was gonna be on live, and here we are. But hello everybody. I hope all is well. I think my tea is too hot to drink, so we'll wait for a minute and just drink our water. But we started off our day waiting for everybody to get in, so we're just gonna have our little chat like we do at the beginning and just talk about what's going on. Hello everybody. We started our day off with water, and I got on the rebounder trampoline. If you know anything about the rebounder and like that whole trend that's going on, when you get on like trampolines and you do like jump ropes, that gets your lymphatic system moving. So if you are somebody who struggles to like go to the bathroom, if you're somebody who struggles with working out and getting up and moving, you getting a jump rope or a rebounder, which is like the little trampoline you can get in your living room, I suggest you do that. Just saying. Because you only have to do it for about 10 minutes and you can feel the difference. Like I was on it for about 1 minute and I already could tell that like everything was already trying to move, if you know what I'm talking about. Because it gets your lymphatic system moving, it gets everything flowing. You're literally stimulating your body by jumping up and down. And so that's a good way for you to get active and start your day, and not have to do it for a long time. You can do it for 30 minutes plus, you know what I mean? But that's a good way for you. If I don't feel like working out, boom, I'm gonna go do jump rope. I'm gonna do a rebounder really quickly. But that's off topic. It was just waiting for everybody to get in here. So hello everybody. If you do not know who I am, hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist. And today we're gonna be talking about preparedness, and we're gonna be talking about breaking free from dependency. More specifically, we're going to be talking about healing without dependence, because we have to understand that a lot of us are dependent on things that we won't have access to. A lot of us don't realize the fact that we are so heavily dependent on medications, prescriptions, supplements, tinctures, all these different things, and we're not taking care of our body correctly. And so that dependence is going to harm us between these next couple of years coming, 2026, 2030. In between that time, we are going to see more than a major shift, because we're already in a major shift. But we're going to see complete transformation, what we know when it comes to the health industry, when it comes to what is healthy in our society. And we're also going to see a complete shift in what we consider food. And so you have to realize, and it's not going to be for the better. The only people that are going to benefit when it comes to the shift are the people that realize and take themselves away from what society deems as normal. But for the people that just consume and aren't aware, the people that don't want to change and don't care to change, they're going to see a major shift in their health and the food that they consume. Because I promise you, and mark my words, we are the new era of eating plastic. We are the new era of making edible plastic. That is a fact for fact. In the UK, I think, it's either the UK or China, they're already starting out different tests to make edible plastic. And so that goes deeper than just them, oh, we want to get rid of plastic, make edible plastic. If they are projecting to make 1-point-something trillion dollars off of you being either obese or diabetic, when is that going to click in your brain? And that's just off of obesity and diabetics alone by 2030. They're projecting to make over $1 trillion off of you being diabetic or obese. So can you only imagine the factor that's going to play when they start making you have edible plastic in this fast food that you like, that you love so much, and it's legally allowed? How can you sit here and tell yourself that I love myself, I care for myself, I take care of myself, but you're not even realizing the way that the world is shifting when it comes to food? Everybody's so stuck in this box of normal and thinking that I have to have meat, I have to have dairy. But you're not realizing the fact that you have to get away from that in order for you to, one, be healthy and not be in that whatever trillion dollars that they're going to profit off of you being diabetic and obese. But you also have to start learning how to take care of your body outside of medications, outside of prescriptions, outside of tinctures and supplements. Because if you're not eating correctly, you're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. You're not healing. You have to get rid of that block that you're having. And so we're going to talk about getting rid of that block, and we're going to talk about releasing our dependence today, because that's the only way that we're going to heal. Move, Zuri. Go. Go. Dog is moving my camera. And so We have to understand, we have to take a holistic approach to this because we've gotten away from holistic healing and holistic medicine. And as you can see, thanks for all the follows, guys, how bad off our society is. You can tell how far off we are when it comes to us actually knowing what is healthy. We sit here and do the same thing, all of us, generation to generation, saying, well, so-and-so works out so hard, so-and-so does X, Y, and Z, runs marathons, but so-and-so does not necessarily, so-and-so not necessarily is healing on the inside. You have to realize the fact that just because somebody looks healthy and active on the outside does not mean internally they're healthy. They are doing autopsies on bodies and finding out that people's organs are 3 times their actual age that they've been on this earth. So you cannot tell me that it's not directly related, the fact that people are 3 times their actual age internally, and yet we're all doing the same thing, and that person's considered healthy, but their organs can be 3 times their age. And the only way that your organs can internally age themselves 3 times is stress. The only time that your organs are going to be aged more than what you are on the outside is the stress that you put on your body. Your body being in fight or flight mode for years on end and your organs working overtime. If your organs are working overtime, that means there's not enough flow. There's a block. If your organs are working overtime, that means your brain is sitting there struggling and having to function over capacity than what it is. What is that going to lead you to have? Depression, anxiety, panic attacks, fatigue, mental fog. Really, like, make the connection. See how society is. And for the people that are liking up the live, thank you. And for the people that are dropping comments, thank you. I appreciate it. Because we have to understand the fact that, like, and if you have any questions, save them to the end, because I try to stay on topic so we don't make this strung out as longer than it needs to be. So then we can get through the live topic and the points, because I will get off track. And so I have points. If you wonder what I'm looking at my iPad to make sure I don't miss any points, because I'll go on a tangent and then I'll forget what exactly we were talking about. And so this live was sparked actually because of the recent events. And that's why you're here. And I'm glad you are. You see the steam coming off of this? Can y'all see it? I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's super hot. I'm going to take a sip and see if it's too hot. It's not too hot, but I don't want to sit here and have to like slurp. So we'll wait. But in light of what has been happening lately and the events that have been happening, this is where this live came from. Because yes, the port strike is over. Everybody's celebrating, but everybody was freaking the heck out. Go, Zuri. Goodness gracious, she keeps trying to get up under here and she keeps unplugging my thing. Stay. 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 Okay. In light of recent events, we know the port strike is now over. Thank goodness. But let's really like break down how y'all acted for that 1.5 day that we had to worry about this port strike. Because I got in here to let you know, and if you didn't, you missed that live. That live is posted on YouTube. It'll be posted on YouTube on Tuesday. I got on here to let you know, hey, there's nothing for you to freak out about, but this is just a projection to understand that, like I've been telling you, I've been warning you, and you see how it's premonitioning. You see how it's happening, and you see how they could have avoided it even happening at all. That was just your little tidbit, your little snippet into what it's going to look like by 2030. And I'm not saying it necessarily will be, oh, we're not going to be able to get shipments of things, but I'm going to show you what scarcity is going to look like. That's what that was a tidbit into, a little insight, to show you what it can look like and what it will look like by 2030. And this time, it was only just like in 2020, everybody freaked out and bought toilet paper and paper towels and stuff that they thought that they wouldn't be able to have access to was running through the shelves of paper towels and toilet paper once again. But instead, by 2030, it's not going to be toilet paper. It's not going to be you having paper towels. It's not going to be the baby wipes or whatever else, the Clorox wipes. Instead, it's going to be your pharmaceuticals. It's going to be your medications. The people who can afford it, or the people that realize that they're going up on price, are going to sit there and buy a whole bunch of those medications that you need. Your diabetes medicine, your insulin, they're going to buy a whole bunch of that. Your prescriptions that you need for your high blood pressure, your prescriptions that you need to regulate your IBS and your PCOS and your fibroids and your cysts, your birth control, there's going to be a whole lot of that. And then after that, when they have that whole, oh my God, everybody freaks out and everybody buys up all the medications that they have access to, it's going to go up, skyrocket, because there's going to be a demand for something that they don't have. And so what are they going to do? They're going to raise the price. And then when they raise the price, only a select few are going to be able to afford that price. And then after that select few, it is what it is. Or let's say that your insurance company says, hey, we can no longer afford to pay out $1,000 for your medication and you pay $100. So now you pay the $1,000 and hey, we'll pay the $100. Or they don't even cover it at all. You have to pay the full price. Can you imagine what that's going to look like for a lot of people when your insurance company says, we're no longer going to cover your diabetes because you've had X, Y, Z amount of years for you to manage your diabetes and you haven't done anything about it. Or we don't cover type 2 and type 3 diabetes anymore. We only cover type 1. Can you only imagine what it's going to look like? We don't cover people with Alzheimer's anymore, ma'am. I'm sorry. I can't give you your medication without you paying full price. It's going to be a lot of devastation for a lot of people. And so that's why I'm saying that, like, I'm here to show you and to tell you and to make the connections of these little things that are happening right now are signs to show you that this is what's going to happen. These are little signs to show you that this is the direction that the world is going in. Just like how when you see in movies and you're like, this could never happen. And then it happens and you're like, oh, it really happened in real life. They're showing you little things because it's controllable. They can control it. That's going to happen. This is not to fearmonger you. This is not to make you scared. This is for you to realize that you are behind on the curve, but you're not left behind, if that makes sense. You might be a little behind, very much behind. I'm not going to say a little. You're behind, but you're not left behind. You are still here with us. I'm still here with you. I'm 4 years into my plant-based journey, but I'm still here with you. You have to understand that it all starts with the habits that you have. What do you want for yourself? How are you going to start changing your lifestyle? Because that's why I said in 2021, when I finally started to implement different things in my life and started to understand how to take care of my body, in 2020, when I started doing research into it, that was all the preparation that I had years to do before we've gotten to this detrimental point. And it's not even as bad as it's going to be. And so think about the fact that if you don't start today, which you still have a whole 3 months, October, November, yeah, you have a whole 3 months to get yourself together before 2025 alone. If you start today, just like I started in October, I think, October 2021 is when I started. Think about the fact that I started in October 2021. Here I am 4 years in a plant-based and will not go back. I had to make sure it was the correct timeline. So think about the fact that you could start today. And so let's say you start today. So by 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, before everything really hits the fan, this will still be in the time of detrimental, a whole bunch of just heartache. There will be a whole lot of heartache. But for the people that are prepared, the people that know what's going on, there won't be any heartache. We'll have faith. We'll have comfort. We'll have understanding and healing so that we can share that with other people. But for the people that are not ready, there's going to be a whole lot of heartache and a whole lot of confusion. Think about for the people that are actually prepared and have gone plant-based and supported their body and learned how to heal, learned how to make their own holistic medicine, learned how to make their own holistic products at home. Start sharing that knowledge like we should be and know how to. Can you only imagine the force that is going to happen in this world for the people that don't feel like they have any corner to turn to? And then they finally find somebody like me when they've been struggling, when they're suffering, when they don't have any more diabetic medication, when they all of a sudden no longer are able to be able to afford their insulin, and they don't know how to support their body, so they spike their insulin every single day, and then they end up in the hospital. Can you only imagine if they come across my content right here, right now, and they avoid all of that? That's what I'm here to support people with, because I want you to understand that, like, access to your medications is a privilege. It's not a right. Thank you for the follow. It should be a right for you to be able to know how to take care of your body and to heal it. But medications are a privilege, and it's your crutch. It's not something to help you manage and to live your life and to live your best life. It's a crutch that is harming you and keeping you down. It's something that's keeping you from your full potential of actually being able to run. It's a crutch that you're sitting there limping on and walking slow when you could be out here sprinting and running marathons. And I mean that figuratively, because I'm not out here running marathons. But what I'm saying is the fact that that crutch is holding you back from the truth that you should be having, the premonition that you should be having right now, which is the fact that they could cut this off today. What are you going to do? Dang it, I dropped my iPad. They could cut this off today. What are you going to do? They could sit here and say, we are discontinuing all insulin medication as of today. What are you going to do? We are no longer requiring your medical care provider to give you insulin. The only people that are able to buy insulin now are the people that can pay $1,000+. What are you going to do? And that's only for your week or month, however long, whatever supply you get with every time, because I don't know off the top of my head. But just think about it. They could do that. It's not like there's not plenty of loopholes for them to do that. That's the reason why they got away with them sitting there and raising the price for insulin and then sitting there and holding and hoarding, harboring, that's the word I'm thinking of, harboring all that medication, all that insulin, and then raising the price of it. So y'all were sitting there paying over $100+ for some insulin, and y'all knew for a week supply of insulin, and y'all knew that was price gouging as fine as it can be. And then they had to go back months. I think it was probably almost a year later. And then the government was like, whoa. Our people need their medication. We can't be doing this. Can you imagine how many people were sitting there having to pay $100 a week for some insulin until the government decided they were going to step in? Do you think that you could sit there and pay $1,000 a week or a month or however much if they start raising that to 1,000 instead of 100? Do you think that you'll be able to make it? Because I know that I wouldn't. And I don't even have to take any insulin. I'm not diabetic. I was insulin resistant at one point, but I healed it. So can you only imagine how many people are going to be sitting out here stuck, confused, not realizing what to do? All because they told them that, hey, you can pay for it, you can have it, but you're going to be having to pay $1,000 for you to get it. Really sit here and think about how they can restrict your access and what can you do about it in that moment. The only thing you can think about is, do I have enough to supply me in the last and me not go into any type of coma or get worse, go type 3? Or do I have the money to pay for it? And majority of people won't. Majority of people don't. Majority of people are still trying to make it by today to this moment. So think about how clear the message should be in your brain by how they can just cut off supply right then and there. And the trains even had said it before they even started the strike, that they were not going to take up the slack for the people that were on strike. So can you only imagine when they're sitting there telling you, hey, we can't get your medication from all the way in California, Wyoming, or whatever, and you're all the way in Florida. And they're telling you, unless you want us to fly that out to you, it's going to be $1,000. If not, we can't get it to you. Or you can come get it. You're going to drive all the way to Wyoming. You're going to drive all the way across the country. Or you're going to fly just to go get your medication. Do you have enough money to do all of that on top of having to pay for your medication? I doubt that. And I'm not saying that anybody in here, I'm doubting your financial ability. But who wants to spend that kind of money? Who wants to waste that money? Because that's a waste. You work hard for your money. Everybody in here works hard for their money. Everybody in here works. So can you only imagine how you would have to sit there and make all types of sacrifices just to get a medication when you wouldn't have to depend on it if you learned how to heal? Could you only imagine what you could do for yourself if you learned how to heal? Could you only imagine how good you would feel if you learned how to heal and stop depending on medications, prescriptions? And they're gonna, every time you say prescription or medication on TikTok or anything like that, pills, they restrict your lives. So I love how it's like we start talking about fluff stuff and the views go up, the views are high. But we start talking about real life things and the views go low. They restrict it. I literally screenshot the other day of them talking about violence on TikTok after I had got off live, knowing that had nothing to do with what my live was about. And it wasn't a flag warning, but it was something that just made me go, isn't that kind of funny? And it's like, it's because like, if I'm telling you that you need to do the opposite of what they're telling you to do, and then you sit here and want to argue, there is no argument. There is your opinion versus fact. There is literally observation of the world, factual observation, and then your opinion. Everybody's opinion is tailored to what they've been taught, what they've been programmed, and what they've experienced. Fact is the literal physical evidence that you have from observing the world, from scientific studies, from literal actual factual healing that people have stated multiple times, many times. It's the matter of you want to listen or you don't. Because I'm sitting here right in front of you telling you I'm the one person who has healed asthma in my body. I've healed insulin resistance. I don't have any more knee pain. I was having knee pain in 5th grade. I can run now. I could never run without a knee brace. I have no knee pain. I'm not sitting here having painful menstrual cycles like I was. But when you look at society, IBS is high, running rampant, PCOS, fibroids, people are having hysterectomies left and right. Men are having infertility issues. I mean, not infertility issues. Men are having low sperm count. Women are having infertility issues. There's so many people with diabetes. I think currently right now, out of every 3 people that you see, one of them is diabetic in the US. Out of every 3 people that you see, one of them is diabetic. That's how many diabetics we have in the US. Out of every 3 people. So when you really do the numbers and you take the statistics and the scientific evidence of the fact that we are ill, what is the one common factor? Everybody eats meat. Everybody eats dairy. Nobody detoxes and cleanses. Nobody knows how to help their body heal. Everybody's afraid of holistic medicine because they've made you afraid. Everybody's sitting there telling you, I can't take that herb. It might counteract with my medication. But you sit there and you tell them, this herb will help you heal so you don't have to take your medication. Plot twist, if you don't know this, your medications either are full of chemicals or they're a combination of herbs and chemicals. They use the same thing that they tell you to be afraid of and that will harm you in your medications and add chemicals in it. We all know what happens when you ingest a chemical. It makes you sick. We all know you can't go in there and go grab a bottle of bleach and bottoms up. So I say this, so I'm going to say it again so you hear me. Your medications are filled with chemicals and herbs or just chemicals by themselves. And they tell you that you shouldn't take a herb because it'll counteract with your medication. You shouldn't do this because it could harm you, because you can somehow overdose because it's not tested. But in reality, you're not overdosing on a herb. But you can easily overdose on a medication. Easily. So really sit here and put 2 and 2 together and realize, what do you value? Your health? Or do you value what everybody else is doing in the programming that you're under that has kept you ill for all this time? Do you value food more than your own health? Do you value yourself enough to give yourself enough care to learn what is blocking your healing and your health? Do you care about yourself enough to start educating yourself on what is going on with our food, what is going on with the industry, understanding how they have led you to be sick because they have programmed you to make yourself ill, and how every single generation above us and that is under us is following the same steps? Because if you are not changing your habits, you are raising the next generation of people that are poisoning themselves as well. If you are not leading by example by changing yourself and educating yourself first, if you have children, you're leading them to a lifetime of them developing diseases, not knowing how to take care of their body, depending on a doctor that may not be there for them, and depending on a system that is profiting off of you poisoning yourself. Because there's absolutely no reason that they have projected to make over $1 trillion off of us being obese and diabetic in the US. In the US alone, $1 trillion by 2030, that's insane. That's insane. But the real true insanity is the fact that we sit here and we think that, okay, if I do X, Y, and Z, which is what everybody else is doing. Sally Sue was over here managing her heart disease. Sally Sue has diabetes and she's taking the same prescriptions. If you do the same thing that she does, you're going to be managing the disease. But managing is keeping the disease alive in your body. Managing is keeping something alive in your body. Instead of managing, how about you learn how to heal? Because healing gets rid of the issue. Taking a prescription just moves the issue around your body. It never releases it. So think about the fact that, yeah, right now you may having IBS symptoms. So you take all these prescriptions to manage your IBS, to get your gut biome back where it needs to be. But in reality, you're never supporting your pH, which gets your gut biome where it needs to be. So then your IBS will heal itself. But instead, you take whatever prescription that they give you. And yeah, your IBS is no longer bothering you. But plot twist, in 3 years, now your kidneys and your livers are damaged. Your kidney and your liver is damaged. In 3 years, your kidney and your liver is damaged now, all because you were trying to heal your IBS with medication. Think about it. Because we know, because people were talking about, I think in like 2014-ish, whatever time before then, they were talking about the fact that how bad Tylenol was for your kidneys and your liver. And everybody was so hard on Tylenol because they were like, it has it on the bottle. It says it's so bad for your kidneys. You're going to have kidney failure. But that's with every medication. That's what you're not understanding. Your kidney and your liver are your filtration systems, your most active filtration system. Let me tell you that, because they tell you that you are allowed to take out your gallbladder because it doesn't have that much function. It's not an essential organ. But what you're not peeping is everybody that has their gallbladder removed has hormonal issues. When you remove your gallbladder, you're removing what regulates your hormones outside of what the I'm trying to think, the adrenal gland. I think that's what it is in your brain, if I'm thinking of the right one. No side effects of the medications are worth it. No medication is worth it because you're not going to heal from it. And so I think it's the adrenal gland that I'm thinking about. And if I'm wrong, I will come back and I will let you know next live. I'm trying to think, because I'm thinking off the top of my head. It's been a minute since I was looking into it, because I was looking at the connection, because a lot of people come to me talking about the fact that they have hormone dysregulation. And so I was looking into a lot of people get their gallbladder removed and they can't get their hormones in check. Because your gallbladder is a part of your hormone regulation. They don't talk about hormone regulation in our medical industry. They talk about hormone dysregulation with you having all of your, what is it called? What is it called? PMS. That's what it is. When you have your PMS, you're moody. Men are moody. Women are moody. They don't talk about the fact that that's because you don't have enough hormone regulation. When you are all the time moody, outside of you being hungry or tired, I mean, you're sitting there fatigued, you're angry all the time, you're anxious, you're having panic attacks. You're that person that nobody wants to be around because you're negative Nancy. Check your hormone regulation. You're sitting there crying all the time and you feel like nobody likes you and you're feeling sad all the time and depressed and you feel like you have to go hide in a corner and cry by yourself. Check your hormone regulation. Check what you've been eating. Because I can guarantee majority of you that are sitting here suffering from anxiety, panic attacks, your hormones are out of whack. And I'm speaking as somebody who was having all these anxiety and panic attacks and was sitting here struggling in and out of depression episodes. It's because your hormones are not regulated because you are not supporting your hormones. It's because you eat a whole bunch of crap and you don't get enough nutrients. And when you don't have nutrients, your body goes crazy. You are literally eating yourself into insanity. Majority of society is eating themselves into insanity if they are not already, but expecting different results. You can't expect different results when you are not supporting your body and you're not doing something different. You can't expect different results. It's not possible. That's the literal definition of insanity. And so we have to understand that if you want to help your body, because your body is blocked right now, it all starts with you naturally healing with medicine. I mean, with food, using food as your medicine, naturally healing your body with food. Understanding how to eat plant-based, understanding why you need to get away from meat and dairy, because you saying, oh, well, our ancestors, our great-grandmother, our grandmother, whatever, our grandpa, they ate it. They're still on this earth. They're okay. They weren't sitting here eating plastic-filled food for years. 40, 50, 60 years ago, they weren't even thinking about feeding us plastic. 40, 50, 60 years ago, they didn't have all these GMO animals. They had GMO crops. They didn't have GMO animals. We have genetically modified animals. We have genetically modified foods, processed foods. fruits and vegetables. We have genetically modified everything. And the least that you can do is give your body fruits and vegetables to heal. Instead, you want to argue about how you need your meat, how you need your dairy. And then you try to justify it. Well, everybody else eats meat and dairy, our ancestors. Like, really sit there and think about it. Really sit there and think about it. Really sit there and think about it. Thanks for the follow, guys. I'm here to make the connections. I'm here to help you, because we have to realize nothing is going to change without us first leading by example. We love to sit here and say that there's nothing that we can do. All food is poison. Everything we eat is going to be poisoned. I'm not being poisoned. If I was, I would still be blocked. If I was sitting here right now eating the same way that I was, I probably would be diabetic. If I was still doing the same thing that I was doing, because during that time of 2020, I was working out, I was active. Even though I wasn't plant-based, I started taking care of my body and I started changing. I started to understand, but I wasn't plant-based. If I, in 2020, was doing the same thing that I was doing my whole entire life, probably to this day, I'd be diabetic. They told me by 22, I was gonna have to have a knee surgery. I'm 26. My knees don't even hurt anymore. I have no knee pain. I twisted my ankle when I was in 2nd grade, and it used to bother me on and off throughout the year. It would just bother me. I would do strength training on my ankle. It would be cool. I haven't strength trained my ankle, even though I do jump and stuff, so that will strength train it naturally. I don't have any ankle pain, and that's all because I lowered my inflammation. The same thing with me healing my asthma. Lowered my inflammation. How do you lower your inflammation? Use food. Food is your medicine. I don't eat that many fried foods anymore, but when I was beginning, I cooked me up some fried food because I wanted some fried food. I don't crave it as much as I used to. But when I first started, I was eating fried foods because that's what I wanted. But I understand that I use food as my medicine. So when I want that fried food, I don't go right after and eat fried foods for the rest of the freaking week. I eat fried foods once, leftovers if I have any, and then boom. I'm gonna do my time of my cleansing, my detoxing, me eating my fruits and vegetables, me enjoying my other meals that aren't fried. I eat what I loved beforehand and make it in a plant-based form. I don't restrict. I don't sit here and suffer. I'm not hating the lifestyle that I lived, because at first I thought this was gonna be momentary. I didn't think this was gonna be something that I stuck with. It was gonna be a diet. But there is no diet that is going to help you heal. It's completely changing your lifestyle, because the one that you are currently living is led you down this path of being blocked. It's led you down this path of not healing and not knowing how to take care of your body. And every generation before us not knowing how to take care of their body. Every generation after us that is still here on this earth to this day right now has not known how to take care of their body. The time to shift is now. Eliminate these prescriptions, eliminate these processed foods, eliminate meat, eliminate supplements, eliminate these medications. If you are not eating the way that you need to with this, which is plant-based, you don't need any supplements. You don't need any tinctures. I'm never saying that herbs are not healing you. What I'm saying is you are not getting the full benefits if you are eating crap still, but assuming that it's going to help you. You're not getting the benefits. You will not be supported by these herbs and these supplements if you are still eating meat and dairy. You're not going to heal doing this stuff, eating meat and dairy, because that's your goal, right? For you to heal, to have a change, because medications haven't done it for you. But you're not going to heal eating meat and dairy. It's not possible. It's inflammatory. Majority of it's GMO and you don't even realize it. So the time for you to change is now. You have to break free. You have to understand that relying on medication in these next couple of years is going to keep you stuck. And like I said, you could either be sitting here stuck and you're not thriving, but you're struggling if you're not thriving. Or you can be thriving and you could be sitting here showing others that panicking is not going to work, but changing will. You can lead by example. Being prepared, as we have seen, is the only way for you to go in the next couple of years. You have to start preparing now. You can be prepared and you can start preparing yourself on eating plant-based so that by 2025, you can start helping everybody in your family that will listen to you, because not everybody's going to listen to you. Don't get me wrong. But for the people that are ready for a change too, and you lead by example and they see the change in you and that inspires them, you will help them be further along by 2025, 2026. But you have to start now. You can take 3 months, the last 3 months of this year, get into my 12-week program, and by 2025, because people love to wait until the New Year's to do something and be looking great for the New Year's, feeling great for the New Year's, not be on any medications or prescriptions, and on top of that, showing your family how easy it is to heal. 3 months. People go plant-based in a month and go raw, and they heal themselves for cancer. No medications, no prescriptions, no chemo, no radiation. A month, 2, 3. I've never seen any story that people have to do it for 6 months to a year. They heal within the first 3 months, all by going raw. And you know why? Because cancer cells cannot thrive unless it has toxicity. How are you toxic? The foods that you eat. How are you toxic? Not detoxing and not cleansing. How do you detox and cleanse? Fruits and vegetables. Like, come on, let's make the connections here. The hydration from the fruits, hydration from water, hydration from the vegetables flushes your system. Releases inflammation, gets rid of toxins. What thrives in toxic environments? Diseases, cancer. Make the connection. What do they feed you? Toxic foods. What's running rampant in our society that they're making hella money off of? Cancer, diabetes. Healing your blockages starts with you healing with food and using food as your medicine. Processed foods, sugar, excessive sugar, let alone processed sugar that is heavily processed is terrible for you. Inflammatory foods with additives and fillers. Your food, your meat, your dairy, it's all blocking your ability to heal. I didn't see, if you have any questions, just save them to the end. I'm so drained. I don't know. What do you mean by that? You've been plant-based since July and you've been so drained. I'm gonna move my points so I don't forget. You said, you can see my life with. Oh, exactly. I literally have pinned on my page. I have my before and after. If you have not seen it, I have my before and after. That before was literally like September 27th, September 20 whatever, because my best friend got married, I think on the 21st or something like that. I was at her wedding. That was what that picture was at her wedding. The difference between, and I saw it in myself. That's why I was like, I felt heavy. I didn't see the pictures until like 3 months afterwards because they have to edit them and everything else. But when I saw the pictures that I had taken on my phone, I felt heavy. I looked heavy. I was already starting to wean myself off of meat. But by October, I think it was like literally like October 10th, I said, I give myself salmon for these next week and a half or two. I'm done after that. And that's exactly what I did. And that's exactly what I said. And I was done. The only meat that I was eating by the time there was salmon. That's how big I was still. I was still eating dairy. I ate dairy at her wedding. I felt big. I looked big. I'm still beautiful. I've been beautiful whatever size that I was. I was confident. I was cute. But I knew that something was wrong. I knew every single time I had gotten to a certain weight, my knees were killing me. And so you have to understand that in order for you to help yourself heal and to feel better, to feel vibrant, you have to start eating correctly. If you're feeling how she says she feels drained, tired, sleepy, no energy, you're not getting the nutrients that you need. You're not getting full nutrients. You have to eat a rainbow plate. You have to get all the nutrients that you need. All the vitamins, all the minerals. You have to be eating plenty of protein. You have to be eating plenty of iron, plenty of magnesium. All of that comes from food. I don't take any supplements. I don't take any tinctures. I don't take any powders. I don't have any. The only powder that I have is like spirulina, and I don't even use it. The only tincture that I have that I take, and it's only every now and then, I have one that is pain relieving, just in case I do have any pain during my menstrual cycle, which happens every now and then, but it's not like as bad as it was. I might be uncomfortable, if that makes sense. It's more or less uncomfortable than actual pain like I was. And I have an energy tincture. The only time I've taken that energy tincture, and the reason why I made it, was because I was going to Vegas. I was going to Vegas. I don't drink coffee. I didn't know how much sleep I was going to be getting. So I made that tincture, and I was up and active the entire time with that tincture, the entire time. That's the only thing that I take, and I rarely ever take it. I'm not sitting here tired. And when I am tired, you have to understand the reason why, if you're eating, for instance, and you're feeling the itis, it's because you spiked your insulin and you're not regulated. When you're craving sugar, when you're craving sweets after you eat, it's because you're not regulated. You didn't get enough proteins. You didn't get enough iron. You didn't get enough of what you needed. You said, let me get that tincture. Well, listen, that is something that I show you in my program. I show you how to make different things. So in my program, I show you how to make your own medications, your own tinctures, and understanding what, like, the basic herbs that I use on a regular basis that I know, because I have a herbal PDR. They're quite expensive. So that is something that, like, when you're in that program, whatever you have going on, we tailor the system directly to you, because I want you to leave that program not only being able to do what I'm showing you and to know how to do it, but also to sustain it for the rest of your life. If that's what your decision is, if that's what your journey is, that's what you can do for yourself. It's all the matter of knowing how to take care of your body. She said, I have all the herbs, vitamins, and minerals without consistent guidance. Well, if you need guidance and you need assistance and you need accountability or whatever, like, I have one-on-ones, I have my program. Come work with me. Like, I'm telling you, it's truly amazing what you can do once you realize. I don't know what I just hit. I hit a button because it's typing at me. Okay. But it's truly amazing what you can do, all by just having a rubric and a guide. And that program is more than just obviously a rubric and a guide. Booking a one-on-one with me is more the rubric and the guide for you to start, and you can do it right then and there after that call that we have with each other. But that program is literally reprogramming your entire life and learning how to do it easily within 12 weeks. Getting rid of the food that's in your home, learning how to read your labels, learning what products are going to support you, learn how to make your own medications, learn how to make your own products as far as like toothpaste, mouthwash, your own laundry detergent, things like that. And then also using food as your medicine. So you learn how to make plant-based meals, and you have full access to me. So if you have any questions, we have an app that we use that you can literally contact me. We do, it's like not a video, but like, yeah, basically like a video kind of like Snapchat thing. We have that. We have our meetings that we have on a bi-weekly basis. There's plenty of ways for you to get help and accountability without you having to sit here and struggle. Thank you for the follows. Because that's my thing. When I first started, I had a lot of obstacles. I had a lot of struggles because I was doing it on my own. I didn't have anybody to help me. Because when I was learning and doing things, TikTok was not, it was educating me, but it was more of on the fear mongering side. This was 2020. Everybody was sitting there fear mongering each other because, 2020, we had an endless time of just doing a whole bunch of research and getting into things. And instead of me having the spirit of fear, I asked the Most High, how do I heal myself? Because I'm suffering every single month. I'm suffering with the knee pain that I'm having. I'm suffering with the mental instability. I'm not understanding why now that I'm in the house in 2020 when I had nothing to do, how I'm fully sitting here and I'm stable. But when I know I go back out into the world, I'm not going to be stable anymore. And he answered my question. He answered the reason why I wasn't having stability in my own self. It's because my habits weren't stable, because my habits were putting me in a fight or flight mode. Yes, the other factors had to do with the instability and amping it up. But once I changed my lifestyle, nobody can sit there and stress me out like I was. Nobody can sit there and make me have panic attacks like I was. That's from the mental clarity that I got from not only growing in this aspect of me becoming myself and understanding what my goal is for myself, but also the stability that I had from the answers that I got from me asking the Most High, how do I help myself heal? Because I know you didn't put me here to suffer. A lot of people like to sit there and go through things and ask God, why? Why me? Oh God, why me? And sometimes that comes out of my mouth too, but I've corrected that. And I've realized the fact that he's here to help me, not to harm me. I don't ask, oh God, why me? Woe is me. My life is suffering. But I ask, how in the world did I get here? God, is this a message? Is this a sign? Or is this something that I need to dismiss and let it go? Because a lot of people are sitting here blaming the wrong person when you need to look in the mirror. And I'm saying that and not in a hateful way, but I'm saying a lot of us really need to take a realization and look in the mirror, because that's what I did. When I looked at that picture, like I said, it's pinned in my on my page on TikTok. When I looked at that picture of myself and I saw when my best friend showed me the pictures after the wedding of what the photographer showed her, and I was playing our cup pong game, and I saw how bloated my stomach was after I ate, I was like, goodness gracious, I really was in there looking like that? Like, I'm only 5'6". Keep that in mind. And so I was like, everybody, I even knew it. I carried the weight well. I didn't even really start seeing the weight truly until it was really showing in my face. My face has always been circular. Like, I've always had fat cheeks. But when I really was seeing how heavy I looked from holding my phone up, looking at my camera and seeing how big my face looked, I realized it's because I was so inflamed. I was so inflamed because of the foods that I was eating. You can lift weights, you can work out heavy. I think a couple of months ago I saw one of the strongest men in the world. I think that's what it was. It was either in the world or it was a strongman competition or something. I think he won 3rd place or 2nd place. I think it was 3rd place. He was plant-based. He was vegan. And he won. He was like 3rd place. He was in the top 3. And he won. So yes, you can lift weights and you'll be perfectly fine. I'm not sitting here Miss Skinny Mini. I'm not as large as I was before, but I'm not sitting here skinny mini. I don't lift weights as gym weights, if that makes sense. I don't have a whole gym set, but I do lift weights. I have my own dumbbells. I have, I work out. That's all I'm just gonna say. I work out. Like, I became more active in the last couple of years. I can say I did not start this journey active. That's not what I'm telling you. I did not start working out beforehand and then was like, okay, let me get my eating together. I was working out in 2020 because we were at home. As soon as we went back to work, I stopped it. I was rarely doing it. The last couple of years, I started doing it, and I made a goal for myself at first. I said, I'm going to work out. I'm going to hit 3 days a week. I don't know when it's going to be with 3 days a week. I don't care how long it is. I'm going to hit 3 days a week. I started out doing 5 15-minute workouts on YouTube. I hit 3 days a week. I was so proud of myself. Clap, clap, clap. Did that for a whole year. By the 2nd year, I said, okay, how are we going to amp this up? I said 4. We're going to do 4 days. We're going to see how bad this is. 3 to 4 is my goal. And I'm still here to this day. Now, I haven't been working out a lot lately. I can't say that I've been hitting about like 2 to 3 days, but I still am active. I still do. And like I said, I'm going to hit at least 5 minutes of doing something active every single day if I'm not sitting here doing my normal 30+ workout. Because just doing a little bit is better than you doing nothing. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. I started out doing a little bit with my lifestyle change. Even in 2020, I started out doing a little bit. When you get into my program, I'm not going to just throw you in the fire and say, start doing everything and make you have to completely change your life. We're going to start doing a little bit. We're going to wing you off the meat and the dairy. We're going to start doing plant-based meals once, twice a week. You're going to see how easy it is. So then when you hit that month mark, you're going to, by that month mark, you're going to be like, oh my God, I haven't eaten meat all week this week. Because we winged you off. We got you comfortable. We got you healthy and happy with the journey that you're on, seeing how easy it can be. Exactly. You'll see the progress. It's all the matter of what you do for yourself. I have to figure out where I was in my points because, like I said, I clicked something and it went everywhere. I know I've probably gone off top. I mean, yeah. We kept on it, kind of. Because breaking free of these dependence on medications and prescriptions and going to your doctor, like I said, it's going to be your hindrance in these next couple of years. It's going to keep you down. And in order for you to be where you need to be, you need to, one, take all the free tips from YouTube, TikTok, everywhere that I give you. Take them and use them. Don't just sit on it. Take it and spread the word. For the people that are suffering with diabetes, point them my direction. The people that are suffering from all these illnesses and diseases, point them to my direction. Because the last thing you want, because this is going to affect deeper than just you, is you sit here and know that there was something that you could have done and somebody in your life is no longer here because they didn't have access to a medication. That person couldn't afford a surgery that they could have avoided, all because they depended on medication. I'm speaking as somebody who lost somebody over cancer. I've lost several family members, but one specifically over cancer. And the only reason why that I say this is because they were also diabetic. At the end of their days, it went from, okay, they're sick. We understand that they're sick. The last few weeks, they had to get off of their diabetic medication, and that took them out quicker than anything else. Yes, the cancer was making them suffer. Yes, it was hard. But the diabetes alone on top of that, right then and there, I was with them that Sunday night. Monday, they stopped speaking and they were no longer conscious. The only thing they could do is make noises when they were conscious. They were conscious maybe an hour a day. That Sunday beforehand, I was speaking to them full sentences. We hung out all day, if that makes sense to you. So I just want you to understand how detrimental it truly is, the habits that we have and the way that this world is going. Don't be misled. Don't be misguided. Take your focus and steer it towards your health. Instead of putting your health on the back burner, start focusing in on your health, because now is the time. Do not wait. Because if you wait until 2025, 2026, it's going to be too late. It's going to be entirely too late. Because you're going to see more and more issues with shortages when it comes to medications. Even though they're trying to tell you now, you're not going to be short. You're fine during the support strike. We're not going to have any shortages. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to prepare you. The Most High prepared me, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I listened. I'm so grateful that I had the faith that I do, and he had enough trust in me to share with me, to let me share with you. But I'm not going to be sitting here in this group of $1 trillion that is being spread to these people that don't care about us. I'm going to be the person that is helping the people that are ready to heal, and the people that need assistance to give them assistance. I'm still going to be here for you in 2026, 2025. But I'm going to let you know that it's going to be harder to change. I'm going to let you know it's going to be more difficult to detox. Because like I said, we are the new era of us eating plastic. They're making plastic edible food. They're already rolling it out in China and I think the UK. The UK, even though they're still doing testing on edible plastic, are the first country to ban and block advertisement for processed foods, because processed foods in their ads are tailored to children. That's the same thing with your ads that are cute little jingles, pretty colors, all these cute characters. They're pushed to children to program them at their very young age, so that by the time that they're our age, they don't see or think anything differently. They don't see an issue with what they're eating. That's the reason why when you're a teen, you have the mindset of, I can eat all this crap now because by the time that I'm 20 plus, I'll get myself together. But in reality, if you start teaching your child younger and younger how to take care of their body, they won't have to get their habits together later on. They don't have to struggle. They don't have to develop all these issues. They can be mentally stable, because we're raising a whole bunch of generations that are not mentally stable. Look at these children. Like, really sit here. Look at these children. They're not okay. And that's outside of just parenting. They don't even eat correctly. They're malnourished, even though they're eating a whole bunch of crap. These kids are getting bigger and bigger. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. So the matter of, are you going to be dependent? Are you going to be dependent on this medication? Or are you going to take control of your health and learn how to heal? And that's the question that you have to answer for yourself. I'm going to leave you with that question. Are you going to keep doing what you're doing and not healing, or are you going to support yourself? And if you are ready for a change, if you want to get into the program, if you just want to book a one-on-one with me, click the link in my bio. I'm taking questions. If you have any questions now, please drop them down. We usually go live on Mondays, but I don't think we'll be able to go live tomorrow. I have other tasks that I have to do, and I don't know if I'll be able to go live, but I'll try. So please, if you have any questions about holistic healing, natural medicine, supporting your body. Drop them down in the comments, and I'll answer the questions that you have. And if you have any questions that you don't want to ask in front of others, or you're uncomfortable, or it sparks later on, please feel free to DM me. My DMs are always open. All my lives are posted on YouTube after I get off. So if you missed this live, go check it out on YouTube. Like I said, I will post the live that I was referring to on Tuesday. I don't know if this will be posted on Thursday. I'm going to try to post it on Thursday because I'm kind of backed up with lives, honestly, which is a good thing. I'm not complaining. It's a good thing. But I'm backed up with lives that I have to post on YouTube, and I only post 2 times a week, and I usually go live 3 times a week, if not 3 to 4. So yeah, as you can tell. So yeah, that's the reason why. But I hope that this live has supported you, and drop your comments down if you were just now joining. Hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist. And I just want you to understand the era that we are in, the shift that we have already made, and where we're going with this shift. And I want you to understand that you're not alone. You don't have to do this alone. And if you are ready for a change, then the link in my bio will support you. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay, all of the products and services that I have. Ooh, if you want to learn how to cook plant-based and you want to start your journey and you want to understand what plant-based eating looks like, I do have a ebook that is $25. It's a beginner guide. If you are a seasoned vet in the lifestyle, you can get it too. It's not just a beginner guide, but it's so simple that a beginner can do it and start today. And it gives you plenty of meals. I think it's over 20 meals that you can mix and match of different varieties and change it out. And I show you how it's easy for you to get your proteins, for you to get everything that you need in a variety of different meals that you can enjoy. I love, like I said, everything that I used to cook, I make in a plant-based form now. Oh, I had a wrist spasm. But I'm not seeing any questions, so I guess I'm going to hop off of here. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Sunday. Like I said, I don't think we'll be back tomorrow like we usually are on Mondays. But if you are on my email list, you know when I go live, I do send out an email, so get on my email list. And we have our Wellness Woman Wednesday. On Wellness Woman Wednesday, I send out tips, I send out information, I send out a bunch of stuff to just inform you and to give you hope and tips and everything else. If we have something going on in the world, I'll let you know about that, just to keep you informed. She said I've been malnourished on my process. That's focus more on eating more real whole foods. Like, focus on, if you're eating any processed foods or anything like that, you have to first focus in on you eating a rainbow plate and things like that. If you are malnourished in your journey and you need support and you're already in your journey and you not necessarily feel like that you have to be in the program, like I said, you can book a one-on-one with me and we can write down a whole full plan for you. So by the end of that, you'll know exactly how you can eat a rainbow plate and you can stop being so malnourished. Because that's one of the obstacles that I went through in the beginning, was not getting all the nourishment that I needed and not understanding why. And so through that, I changed my lifestyle by understanding that processed foods, these vegan foods, and that label is not supporting me, but being plant-based and focus on eating plants in every variety that I can is going to support you. So if you want to link, if you don't see the link to that in my link tree that's linked in my bio, you can DM me and I'll send you the link directly. If it's not working, if any links are not working, I'll send it to you directly. So like I said, I'm not seeing any more questions. Plant-based is always the way to go. If you missed this live, check it out on YouTube when I post it on YouTube. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the gift. I appreciate it so much. Like I said, if you have any questions after I get off and you are feeling like, thank you, and you are feeling like confused, if you feel stuck, if you need accountability, come work with me and I will support you. You're not alone on this journey. You're not struggling on this journey. And if you are struggling, there is a solution. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to sit here and be unsupported. So I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I truly hope that I see you again. Don't forget to follow me if you haven't followed me already. And like I said, we probably won't be live tomorrow, but we will be live sometime. I do recommend organic always, even though people that say that there is no real organic. Think about the fact that non-organic food is GMO. GMO foods don't have the seeds. Seeds are important. They're essential. They're vital. That's the reason why that every single fruit produces a seed. There's a reason why there's seeds. There's a reason why in the Most High's word that he says you need to eat the seeded fruit of your labor. The seeds that you sow is what you're going to reap. There's a reason why seeds are mentioned all through that book. There's a reason why. Yahuwah didn't put something on this earth that naturally comes from earth that we are supposed to thrive in, because earth was put here for us to thrive and dwell in and conquer. The meek shall inherit the earth. He wouldn't sit here and put some fruit and we're not supposed to eat it with the seeds. He wouldn't have put Adam and Eve in a garden full of fruits and vegetables and tell them to be conquerors of the animals, not eaters, but conquerors, guides over the animals, and eat the fruits and the fruits that he guides you to eat, and not expect you to eat fruits and vegetables to this day. It's just like we really don't we don't make the connection. That's why I said that, like, you were so welcome. Like we sit here and we love to quote the Bible as long as it supports us. But we're not going to quote the actual, go back to the beginning. He put us here to be conquerors over the animals, not to sit here and eat them, but to be guides and to be somebody who is supporting and helping the animals, a shepherd. He put us here as like a shepherd, and to eat the fruits, eat the seeded fruits. And yet we don't eat fruits and vegetables anymore. We don't eat seeds anymore. We're scared of an apple seed. We think it's going to give us cyanide poisoning. Like I said, the question I'm going to leave you with is, do you want to keep doing what you're doing and just sitting here depending on a medication and having that dependency that's going to lead to your downfall? Or do you want to help yourself heal and learn how to heal and know how to heal easily? So I hope that everybody has an amazing, amazing rest of their Sunday. Take that word. Don't just sit there and let it go in one ear and out the other. Take that and make a change. Sit there and realize that you've been doing the same thing and now it's time to change and understand how you can change. If you are ready to change and you don't know where to start, the link is in my bio. Click it. You book a one-on-one, book my 12-week program. That program will help you and walk you straight through it, and you have full access to me. No stumbling blocks, no struggles. But if you are just needing a guidance into how to start and you want to know what's going on with your body and how to make yourself a meal plan, eat a rainbow plate, you can book a one-on-one with me and we can start having that talk, and we can do that easily. You can get a Klarna Affirma Afterpay. I'm going to hop off of here. All of my lives are posted on YouTube. So if you missed this live, go check it out on YouTube next week, and peace.